back and forth shit. Is that just you being competitive, like when that happens, or is it like...
I just really don't like that dude.
You know? Why though?
Cause I just don't like him.
The brawl between Gervonta Davis and Terence Crawford, while Tank and Lamont Roach were having a media meeting in New York, has broken the internet, and Terence Crawford has come to talk about what really transpired. And while he did that, he fired some shots at Tank again, and the boxing world can't wait for the next physical encounter between the pair.
That's
just not your cup of tea. That's just not your...
I don't like nothing about him. I don't like nothing about it. I just felt like, he just...
Sadly, a fight seems out of reach at the moment as Crawford has his gaze fixed on a super middleweight clash with Canelo Alvarez, while Gervonta Davis stays in the lightweight division. Both winners got into it last month after what started as a quick remark about the Ring Magazine Awards. Terence Crawford and Gervonta Davis are never going to meet in the ring due to the size difference, but that did stop them from getting into it with a few social media jabs.
If we was to fight right now on the streets, I'll break your fucking neck. And that's on my kids. And you know it, I know it, and the whole...
Davis is focused on Lamont Roach right now as he looks to maintain his World Boxing Association lightweight title on March 1st. But Tank has proven that he is always ready for verbal warfare with Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez on the horizon, but also has other tasks to attend to. But he recently revealed that their back and forth in January isn't where his opinions on Davis were formed. The exchange between them last month centered around money before Davis started to make it personal, and while that's nothing new in combat sports, Crawford made his mind up on Tank way before any of this happened.
If Tank get to pick his opponent, he would do it. But Tank would never come from 35 to 50.
In a recent interview with Cigar Talk, Terence Crawford spoke about Gervonta Davis, and the topic came up of Tank only pushing himself to move up in weight classes if he's able to pick the opponents. The interviewer then mentioned their social media conflict and whether it stems from both men just being two competitive athletes at the top of the sport. Crawford answered that his response to Tank comes more from a personal dislike of the 30-year-old knockout artist, who is often controversial. I just really don't like that dude. I just don't like him. I really don't like him. I don't like anything about him. I just feel like he is one of these little arrogant little dudes that's using what he has to protect him. He has a lot of security guards around him, and he knows he is in the limelight and stuff like that, but in certain settings he wouldn't be acting like that. But did go on to say that whilst he doesn't like Davis, he can still recognize his talent. He's a good boxer. I respect him as a boxer. He definitely got skills, he got power, he got a tremendous boxing ability. I'd like his core personality and his ways not.
I know fighting in the ring. If me and you was to fight outside...
Crawford's compliment about Davis' skills didn't appear to sweeten the deal for Tank, who reacted to the interview in this now deleted post. Damn, the guy they had interviewed, that raccoon, and damn the raccoon. And be in New York City in 2 weeks. No security. How about that? Another talking point that is sure to put Terence Crawford and Gervonta Davis odds with one another is where Shakur Stevenson fits into the picture. The 27-year-old rising star returns this weekend at the last Crescendo, where a lot of the talk has been about Stevenson possibly crossing paths with Tank in the near future. It's no surprise given their relationship, but Bout is backing Stevenson in this potential matchup that would certainly be one of the biggest fights of the year.
Little dudes that's, using what he got to shield him. He got a lot of security guards around.
Crawford gave his prediction of how he sees the fight going during the same talk. We are going to take his personality and personal things out of it, but boxing, he's definitely talented, and he's definitely got that, and he's definitely recognized in boxing. But Shakur is a different fighter. Shakur is different. People may call him boring. People may say he can't punch, but they said the same thing about Floyd because they are defensive fighters. Tank is not going to be able to hit Shakur like he hit everybody else, and he knows that. Interestingly, Keyshawn Davis, with his recent world championship win, has added his name to the mix, and things have only gotten worse as Keyshawn Davis and Brian McIntyre, Crawford's trainer, has also called Gervonta Davis out. As for Stevenson, he recently experienced sadness after his opponent Floyd Schofield opted out of the fight with a few days left due to an illness.
Tank know what's up, you know what I mean? He know what he up against when he fights Shakur or Keyshawn. You know what I mean? He want to fight these guys that everybody in the world know they ain't gonna give him no fight. They not mentally there, you know what I mean? They might have a little skill.
Now Stevenson will still appear in the huge pay-per-view event in Saudi Arabia on February 22nd instead of meeting Schofield. Stevenson's World Boxing Council World Lightweight title will be challenged by Josh Padley. Tadley is a fighter from England who boasts a 1-15 record, with 3 of his last 4 wins coming by way of knockout. The British fighter was a huge underdog in his last outing, as he was able to beat Mark Chamberlain via unanimous decision. The fight will be Padley's first world title chance, having made his professional debut in 2019. Tadley passed a weight check on Wednesday morning, for days prior to his new title. Stevenson was asked about his thoughts on the withdrawal of Schofield from the fight. "I think this kid was battling to make the weight class." Stevenson said he probably had weight problems, and I think that was probably the issue. But instead of saying that, they came up with all types of crazy stuff. The World Boxing Council World Lightweight Champion said that he was disappointed in the fight cancellation. Stevenson said that he gave Schofield the chance to fight him, but that it felt like the challenger slapped him in the face by withdrawing.
Honestly, I've been thinking that since the fight started. I didn't really think it was going to be a possibility they was going to accept the fight. So then when they accept the fight, they surprised me there. But then when they didn't show up to the press conference, I kind of had a...
Truthfully, I wanted to give him the chance to make some big money, too. In the past, things got so intense between Terence Crawford and Gervonta Davis that Crawford discussed an improbable bout versus Davis during a recent appearance on The Breakfast Club, a popular morning radio show on New York's Power 105.1 FM. Crawford had never been beaten, let alone stopped. This did not, however, stop Tank from predicting he would defeat the 3-weight world champion inside the distance if they ever met.
I got a question for you, Tank. At 147, how does a fight with you and Terence Crawford look? 147? 147.
At 47, I tapped that chin. And you know he's going to sleep. He got no chance round 6 in an interview with Fight Hype, but laughed off the comments and explained Davis was competing at lightweight for a reason. When you look at all the great fighters, they get called up by everybody from different weight classes, so it's nothing that I'm surprised about. Everybody says what they're going to do, but Tank is in his weight class for a reason. I don't see him coming up to 147 to face me anytime soon. He's just talking. Crawford told co-hosts Charlemagne the God and DJ Envy.
Man, you know he going to sleep. I already know. I already know he ain't got no chance. I already know he is.
You said no chance.
I got round 5.
You know he has the confidence in himself that he believes he can do that because he's been knocking all these fighters out that he's been in the ring with. You know, so no knock to Tank. But there's definitely levels, you know, and if he comes up to 147 and he's thinking he's just going to knock Terence Crawford out, he's got another thing coming. Davis dropped Garcia twice, once in the 2nd round and again in the 7th round, to win their Showtime pay-per-view. Main event April 22nd at T-Mobile Arena. Crawford 35 has beaten each of his 8 welterweight opponents by knockout or technical knockout since he relinquished his International Boxing Federation, World Boxing Association, World Boxing Council, and World Boxing Organization 140 pounds crowns to fight in the 147-pound division 5 years ago.
Gervonta Davis speaking about you. Is that ever a possible fight?
Yeah, if he want to,
He sent Spence to the ground for the first time in Spence's 10-year pro career during the 2nd round and caused 2 more knockdowns during the 7th round en route to a 9th round technical knockout victory. Omaha's Crawford stands nearly 3 inches taller than Davis, who has knocked out 93% of his league opponents. Crawford claimed that he wouldn't receive credit for defeating Davis because their high-profile fight would require Davis to move up to weight classes. His purse would be big enough, however, to make Crawford take that fight if it were offered.
to be great. He can be like all the other fighters that moving up 2 weight classes and, you know, daring to be great.
You would fight him.
Man, tell me.
Yeah, I'll stay at 147 for him because that's a big money fight, said Crawford, who is also a former World Boxing Organization lightweight king. It's a big money fight, you know, yeah, but then what? Everybody's going to say he was too small. Nobody's going to give me credit. They're going to say, oh man, you beat up a little guy that fights at 135. Yeah, you know, tanks are like 5'5". You know, he's a little guy, you know, yeah. He can punch, but in his weight class, not saying that he can't hit in any weight class because he punches. We see that, you know, but what type of credit am I going to give for, you know, beating up on Tank? A lot of people don't know 135 and 147 is a big jump. You know, that's almost 20 pounds, well, 12 pounds, you know, that's a big jump. Come up
Come up there.
He got to come to win 54.
He said I got a glass chin.
So tell him to come and touch it.
Wow. Man. Javonte said,
Surprisingly, Crawford is about to make the same jump he once trolled Gervonta about addressing his successes and future endeavors on the Joe Rogan Experience. Crawford talked about possible bouts against Canelo Alvarez. "It's great, this is my moment, and I'm taking it. Ain't nobody going to stop me," he said. "Now that I've turned gears, I know I want to fight Canelo. I've always said that's a big step. But for a person to go up 3 weight classes from 147 to 168 pounds and to win and to become uncontested, what can they say?" The conversation resumed 3 times, undisputed champion and the smaller fighter that went up 3 weight divisions to conquer one of the baddest guys besides himself that's been doing it for probably longer than me. It all began when the reigning champ was apparently upset he wasn't invited to the Ring Magazine Awards, where most of the top stars and legends in the sport convene to recognize the best in the business. In 2024, the event was held at the old Royal Naval College in London, and the guest list read like a who's who of the sport. Alexander Usyk, Canelo Alvarez, Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, Lennox Lewis, and dozens of others. The Ring Magazine, which is now owned by Lalshik, posted this iconic image on their social media pages. Davis took the same image from Matchroom Boxing's Instagram account and added a caption profanely slamming Lalshik and everyone in attendance. "Why didn't they ask everybody?" Davis asked in his post. "But they invited people they deal with out of here. Stop meeting. Look at the little rat edit thinking he came up on something. Now tell them to all fight each other since they have a heavy squad."
I said that, you know why I said that? Because he was already talking like he was backing Devin. Like, Devin's my guy. Like, all right, cool. Y'all want me to fight over there?
They want to act like this guy is good for boxing when he's not good at stuff, Davis exclaimed. If so, why is he not building the people where he is from? This guy knows nothing about boxing at all, and this to they turning to all bun meters. Lastly, he blasted fighters who have gone to Saudi Arabia to collect the massive paydays associated with the Lalshik Riyadh season cards. LOL, they have to go over there to make money and still do. Davis said, "I sell where I'm from, idiot America."
Send me something first.
Yeah.
Send me something first.
Right.
I don't gotta fight. You know why fighters going over there? Because they can't sell here. I can sell here. So I ain't gotta go over there.
There they are, going over there, getting their ass kicked, fighting in front of a total of 19 people. But because they're rich, it's cool. Quite honestly, this method doesn't look good on Davis. I fully back him sticking to his guns. If he elects not to head over to Saudi Arabia to fight, that's his prerogative. However, slamming other fighters as they celebrate and endure the challenges of networking and making business moves looks more like jealousy and genuine worrying for the state of the sport. Well, Terence Crawford had the right exchange for him, as he soon tweeted, "I see somebody mad they weren't invited to the Ring Magazine." Gala wrote to Crawford with a laughing emoji. Afterwards, he explained that he remembers not being invited to, but by that time the wheels were already in motion, which led Davis to respond, "And I still make more than you," responded Davis, by quoting his post, "Y'all think he's chasing greatness. He's not. That's what he has to do to make good money." _boss, he continued in another post. Regardless of the feud that's happened between Tank Davis, Crawford, and Turki Lalshik, the boxer does not close the doors of Arabia, but they will have to meet his wins first. Turki Lalshik has bet on boxing to make a splash, taking some fights to Saudi Arabia. The most recent deal he made for the Riyadh season was that of Saul Canelo Alvarez. The Mexican signed a deal that will see him fight for fights for them. 3 will be in Riyadh and 1 in Las Vegas, which would supposedly be in September against Terence Crawford.
Let's talk about the Turki Al-Sheikh. So obviously people got stupid money in Saudi Arabia. Hence why all those boxers are lining themselves over there. You said that certain boxers were, dick eating for aligning themselves.
The Arab Sheikh has chosen to put a lot of money into boxing as if it were a video game in career mode. Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk took home the biggest paydays of their lives for both fights in Saudi Arabia. At first, Gervonta was not seduced by the millions that Turki could give him, but it seems that he is changing his mind, as he said in a chat with a Safe Place podcast. "That's why I said, oh yeah, I see what's going on. So now give me 2, 3, or 4 Ferraris." Gervonta described,
With them, are you just not interested in fighting over there?
It's not that, but they came at me wrong the first time they ever came at me, which they said I will fight Devin. And then when he was saying like Devin was his guy. So I'm like, if Devin your guy.
He also mentioned that they had already looked for him, but that he does not have much confidence in how they work. They said, I would fight Devin, and then they said, Devin was their chosen one. So I thought, if Devin is their chosen one now, they have to pay me extra because I already know what I'm going for. If I don't knock him out, you're going to give to fight to him, said Tank.
Y'all gotta pay me now, extra, like, cause I already know what I'm coming over there. You feel me? I gotta get the knockout. If not, y'all gonna give it to him. So that's what made me like, oh yeah, I see what's going on. So now, give me 2 or 4 or 3 Ferraris. If not, ain't no point in me going over there for.
30-year-old boxer closed the subject on the podcast with a word of respect for what Turkey does. Gervonta pointed out that he is only thankful for the money he has put in, but also put a critical touch to improve, noting that we must be smarter and know more about the sport so that fights are fair. Davis, 30, will stand across from Roach Jr., 29, on March 1st, where he will defend his World Boxing Association title for the second time.
Are you losing the love for the sport?
How many times do you want to get in the ring next year if it was your choice?
3 times.
3? So 3 fights for sure. Are you retiring?
Stated, after next year I'm out of it, out of the sport. But why is Tank eager to bask in the comforts of a retirement life when he's only 30? What about the fans and the desire to put on a show for them? It seems it's all getting a bit too boring for Davis. He expressed his candid views about his retirement call when he appeared in an interview with Fight Hub TV.
Homecoming fight, Tank Baltimore. How about a homecoming fight?
No.
You lost the love?
30 record holder admitted he lost interest in the sweepbeat science and grew tired of it. He stated, "It's trash. This sport is trash garbage. Fed up with the whole sport. These views wouldn't sit well with most fans, especially with those who campaign and demanded he take up tougher fights and fight the best in the division." However, Davis found comfort in making strategic calls, making money, and doing what he liked the most, knocking out opponents. The question remains, how will the fans remember the Baltimore native? And how will they rate his legacy? Davis addressed the same question when he had a chat with Fight Height when asked about whether he would insert his name among the greatest. The World Boxing Association champion revealed, "I don't even care about that, bro. I don't even care about that. And where I'm from, bro, I will forever be the best. I will be a forever G to myself." While the fans have only a year to enjoy Davis's explosive fighting and backflips in the ring, it doesn't mean his fight with Roach Jr. will be his last.
You look like you were talking about retirement not even discussed at this moment, and now it's something you keep on repeating. Is it just because obviously what you've done?
Who have Shakur? What have Shakur done? What have he done in the sport? He haven't done nothing. The young one is looking more better than.
He could squeeze in a couple of fights in 2025 before drawing curtains on his pro career. What's more, the lightweight champion is still under multi-contract with the PBC, which spans 6 or 7 fights, and also supposedly had a clause to fight Shakur Stevenson. And that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay linked with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel. And don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality content like this. Until next time, peace out.